Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was like the first point you realized you had like a passion for art and you knew that you were quite good at it?
Um, I didn't really like it. Just naturally happened. It's just something that I'm interested in, and then I just continue to do it. So it like I said, it's kind of like um, progressed over time. So when I was a kid, I was just drawing, scribbling, doing doodles in my school books and stuff. Then I did graffiti as a teenager, and then, like I said, it just naturally evolved into actual painting on canvas. So, in terms of like turning it into a professional career, I did have a retail job, but I got made redundant, and I had no other means of making any like money at all. So the only way I could make money was actually do paintings for
Mm.
people. My first ever painting that I sold like professionally was a portrait of my friend's dog, and I sold that for like £30, I think. So that's where it started, really.
Yeah. Wow. What made you go into doing a degree in illustration and graphic design?
I did art and design at Stratford College, and to be honest, I didn't really know what to do. I was just a bit lost. And my tutor told me to go to university, and she said that my style was illustrative at that point in time. It's not really illustrative now. So I just applied for illustration. Well, it's a visual communication course, isn't it? You did it as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just did it. I didn't really know what else to do, but it kind of helped me figure it out while I was at uni. I was just doing like loads of different experiments and stuff, and it was all about networking and meeting different people. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was like the first breakthrough person you felt? 'Cause you mentioned networking there. Who was like the first person you met you felt was like a turning point that you knew from that point on it kind of escalated and allowed it all like to snowball into what it is today?
Um, I don't really know. Yeah, it just happened over time. It was just like momentum. It just built over time.
Yeah.
Like I was just consistent with doing what I was passionate about. Um, maybe the first like big celebrity was Skepta. I think that might have been like 2014, 2015. And that was like one of the first times I'd actually been to London. I drove down to London with my friend, this huge painting in my tiny little car. And yeah, I think from then I was like, maybe that was like the pivotal point where I was like, yeah, I've got to do this. I love
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it was that.
How did that work then? You just made a painting of Skepta and decided to give it to him and hope he like recognized it.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I was annoying him on like Instagram. I kept on tagging him in posts and stuff. But you've got to, if you don't ask, then you don't get, do you? So you've got to
Yeah.
be, you've got to get yourself out there, and that's what you use social media for, isn't it? So
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like your degree helped you with your journey after graduating?
I'm not really sure. I don't really know. I learned a few things from the course. Um, I think in terms of like what I really learned was how to build a brand, how to build a business and work for myself, because that's that's actually the reason why I do artwork. Like I don't want to do a typical normal 9 to 5. I'm kind of happy to my own schedule, um, and doing my own thing and earning my own money. So
Yeah.
that's what I learned, I think, from the illustration course. Yeah.
And can you tell me a little bit about your journey after university? So I think you mentioned in your little bio that you went to New York and found an agent. So if you can tell us a little bit about what that was like and what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So while I was at uni, when I had spare time, I actually did a business course online. So I was literally using like my university loan to pay for this course online. And one of the first lessons of this course was to find somebody that you look up to or who's in a position where you want to be. So, in other words, a mentor. Like, find
Yeah.
a few mentors that you can learn from. Um, and like learn from their mistakes and what they've done to get where they are, like why they're successful. So anyway, so on Instagram, I DM'd, like direct messaged about probably 20 artists who I thought was successful and I looked up to, and I emailed tons of different artists all over the world. And one of the artists, his name is Jay West, he lives in New York. He replied to me within like 10 minutes and he said, get the first flight to New York, come meet me. In the message I actually sent to him, to these guys that I was messaging, I actually tried to offer them something in return for them to teach me, because I knew that if I was just going to go there, they might not reply to me if I'm not going to like offer them something in return, basically. And in the DM, I said to him, you know, I'll walk your dog, I'll wash your car, you know, I'll come work for you if you teach me how you got to the position where you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said, get the first flight to New York. You don't have to walk my dog or whatever. And I'll come teach you. So I DM'd him on the Sunday, and then I flew out on the Friday, and I spent the weekend in New York. And I went alone, got my own little hotel, and I used my university degree again, thankfully. I had that money because I wouldn't have been able to go there. And then, just spent the weekend in New York, met all his friends and contacts. So I met people like clothing designers, graphic designers, like illustrators over there, other artists, and just like creative people, like loads of different creative people. And yeah, that just opened me up to like a completely new world that I've never seen before. So yeah, it's crazy, really.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, because like a lot of people, like the way you've explained it sounds quite simple. Like you DM 20 people, then one said come New York, and then you met all of his contacts. But a lot of people don't even like know to do that or can't execute that. So that's quite a brave thing. I assume you were really young back then as well to go to New York and try that sort of adventure, weren't you?
I think I might have been 21.
21, yeah.
So that had been like the first time I'd flown alone as well. So it was pretty scary, to be honest, like overwhelming experience. I was nervous, but it was exciting at the same time. And I'll do it all over again, 100%. Yeah. I'll take that risk. I didn't even know this guy. Like, I literally didn't even know him. I just liked his artwork. He could have been anybody, but he was a nice guy and he taught me a lot. So, and we've stayed in contact since. Yeah.
Yeah. How were you able to kind of use the contacts you made over there and kind of execute something a bit successful when you came back to England?
I don't really know. Everything's natural. Everything's like organic. So if I do a painting, they'll share it with their friends and show their friends, and then maybe they would commission me or buy my artwork or buy a print, and it just spreads from there.